So when we were a lot younger, I would say me and Guruji were in our teens. I had some amazing experiences with him. You know, on one particular time I was in Mauritius, and he had given me darshan of Mahakali. He had given me darshan of Narishingadev, Shiv Bhagwan, in the most amazing way, in these different leelas. But in between all of that, small things that were happening, we were just being us and having fun, like we do, you know? So Guruji, when his father had just built the house in Rose Hill, where the temple is now, there used to be this big basin thing, this square basin thing of where they would mix concrete, you know, to build a house. All houses in Mauritius are built with concrete. So me, in my wisdom, I said, bro, wouldn't it be nice if you put fish here? And he was like, that's a fantastic idea. We're going to make this happen. I was about to leave to go back to London. So, you know, we wanted to do it before I went. Well, I wanted to do it before I went. Obviously, Guruji had plenty of time to do it. But I think he wanted to please me a little bit too, so he was going along with the plan. We were trying to build it. So we'd got to a point where we wanted to go and catch some fish to put in this basin. We had sealed it. We had filled it with water. Now, one of my uncles from London too, his in-laws wanted to do a prayer meet at their house. So they said to Guruji, we need you to go to this prayer meet. It's really important. And me and Guruji, I was talking to Guruji, and Guruji was like, I don't want to go, bro. I really don't want to go. I was like, I know, me too. I don't want to go to this prayer meet. What we're going to do there, it's just like, we don't know no one there, and we need to do our fish. We need to go and catch fish. And he was like, that's so true. And he goes, but you know what, bro, we won't go. We will not go to the prayer meet. Both of us won't go. And I'm like, really? He was like, yeah, we won't go. So I was like, how are we going to do that? Because, okay, Guruji is Guruji, but in those days, he was still a child within the family, if you like, right? Even though at that point, he was materializing, he was performing miracles and miracles, healing people, whatever. But the elders still thought he was a child of a family. So I said to him, bro, how is that going to happen? He was like, don't worry, trust me, it will happen. I was like, so what's the plan? Should we go somewhere? Should we hide or do something? He was like, no, I'm going to go and sleep. So I was like, what? So I was like, we're not going to catch any fish this way. You're going to go and sleep. He goes, no. He goes, this is a principle of, they need to know that I'm not going to go now. I'm not the same person. So I was like, yes, bro, okay, you do that. So he went to sleep. And I was looking at the time, and I was like, oh, this prayer thing is going to start soon, huh? So time was ticking. My uncle came from the other house to pick him up. He was going to drive him. His dad was ready. Guruji's dad was ready. My other uncle was ready. Manish's father was ready. They're all ready. They're going to take Guruji to this prayer meet. Guruji's in his room. Door's closed. So they opened the door to try to find Guruji. Guruji's sleeping. So they wake him up. So I'm standing in the room. I'm like, no, you shouldn't wake him up. You shouldn't wake him up. They wake him up. They shake him. He wakes up. And he looks at them. And I looked at him. And I was like, that's not Guruji. That's not him. And there's this person who, there was Guruji, but there was someone else there. It wasn't Guruji. It's like he was not there. But somebody else was there in his place. He had sent someone to be him while he had gone somewhere. Now, this person was like, and I shouted, that's not Guruji, that's not my bro. And they pulled me out of the room and took me away like I was crazy. So, but then they said, okay, help him get ready. So they brought me back, we got ready. I was talking to this person. He said, yes, your brother has gone. He'll come back soon. I have to go to this prayer meet. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, I went along with it. I was like, bro, okay, I don't know. I was a kid, you know. I was still young and stupid and naive. I was just going along with him. Anyway, so then we went outside before they left. And he looked around at the temple and the place. He goes, this is very new. All of this is very new to me. I was like, bro, we were here earlier on. I mean, you can tell me the truth. He was like, but this person was like, no, this is new to me. He was banging the pillar on the temple, looking at it, thinking, wow, what is this? And I said, this is concrete, it's a pillar. And he said, no, this is all light. You just can't see it. And I'm like, right, okay. And then, so, time to go to the bhajan. I was still saying, you shouldn't take him. And they said, right, you're not going. You are not going. You stay here. I was like, okay, I've got out of this. And they took Guruji to this bhajan. And he went there, he performed, he clapped. And then he said to my uncle, because my uncle said to me, he found this very weird afterwards. He said to my uncle, you better take me back because your nephew wants to come home. You take me back now. So my uncle at that point thought, okay, this is real. So he put him in the car, they drove him back, and he opened the door. I opened the door because I was waiting for them to come back. So I opened the door, he came out the car, and he said to me, you know what, Ravi? You are so lucky. All of you here are so lucky. We're all waiting over there for him, but you have him. You are so lucky. I didn't know what he was talking about. I mean, I was just like, okay, yeah, great. We're all lucky. Hey. Now I think about it. Now I realize how lucky we all are. How in all of the worlds, whether it's this one or beyond this, everyone is waiting for his grace. Yet he is sitting here giving us his grace in the most humblest way, giving us all darshan, giving us a glimpse of him, while everywhere around the universe, they're all waiting for him. The same thing, when I had darshan of Shiva, he said the same thing to me. I didn't understand at the time. One thing I will say, Guruji came back afterwards to the room. I ran in, I said, bro. And then he was normal. He was like, yeah, bro, I went somewhere. I went on a pilgrimage. I'm like, where did you go? He opened his hand. He had the murti materialized in his hand. He goes, I bought this murti somewhere. I was like, wow. I was like, do you bring me anything? He said, yeah. And he took his hand in his pocket and he goes, here. And there were some sweets. And we had some sweets and he shared it with me. And that was the story. Now sitting here before they asked me to talk, I just smiled to myself and I realized that's how lucky we are. Because he's here giving us grace. Lifting that yog maya. Krishna says in the Gita, I think in chapter 7, 25, that to Arjuna, that not everyone perceives him. His yog maya covers him. It's only through his grace or through knowledge, Krishna says in the Gita, that you see him. Here it's not knowledge, it's Guruji's absolute grace that we get to experience him and feel him and enjoy that love, that moment and connection. We can't take it for granted. We should absolutely try and come as much as we can and encourage as many people as we can to come and have Guruji's grace, because when will we have it again? This is the most precious opportunity we should take. But enjoy the moments you have with Guruji. Enjoy this grace every time you come here and share it. Jai Gurudev.